Morning, everybody. This is FBG Dan Cronin. We are going to analyze the Florida Derby and hopefully the Arkansas Derby if this goes nice and smooth. So, first thing I'm going to say is, yeah, it was a short field, but it was a high quality field. Chief Wallaby, Commandment, nearly. Puma. Immediately, the first thing I see is, what is Alvarado doing? He could have had the rail. He could have been up inside this horse relaxing, maybe even had the lead if he wanted it. And now he's in a jackpot because he tried to get off the rail and, of course, nearly wasn't going to let him out. So now you would think by this view, he's got nowhere to go. But by the blimp view, he had plenty of room on the inside, which is how you win Kentucky Derbies. You can sneak up the fence, but for some reason, he just was not going to do it with Chief Wallaby. Nearly's getting the dream trip of all dreams. See, if he was over here, he's got plenty of room. So now he's trying to get out. He can't get out. Nearly's in the perfect position. Here comes Puma with an early move, and then Pratt back here on Commandment to make the last move. Now, I thought Puma moved too early and too wide. But when you think you got the best horse, I understand what he's doing. He doesn't need the points. Let's see how far he can go. I don't know what he's doing. He could have had the rail all the way around the racetrack. Now he's in between. Now he can get out, and he's still not asking. If he goes, he's out. This hole's open. He refuses to take it. Now he's ripping his head off to clip heels almost and get out. But here they all come to the wire together. He don't want the distance. That's clear. He made the lead a little too soon. Here comes Commandment over the top late. What I'll say here is this. Pratt rode Commandment like he had the points. He didn't need to win. Let's just fan him wide and make the last run, but let's not abuse him. Hand ride, throw the reins at him, hand ride. A little bit of show the stick, one crack, one left hand, hands. He didn't abuse the horse to win. So I would think all three of these could move forward. If I had to pick one out of this race, it'd be Commandment, but Puma's going to be the right price. Chief Wallaby needs a different ride. That ride's not going to win the Kentucky Derby. He's going to have to get a Super Saver, Mystic Dan type ride where he moves early, gets in front of these horses, doesn't wait till they're already by him. He's going to have to be in front of them at the 8th pole, and he could get that. He's got tactical, tractable speed. So I could absolutely see him with a much better trip in the Kentucky Derby. Alvarado's a great rider. Don't get me wrong. He's a great rider. And, you know, he had his chance. And he didn't move. So I guess you could say he was trapped. I don't think he was trapped. I just think he made a mistake. And, you know, we've all been there. I make plenty of mistakes on my own. So, you know, who am I to say that he didn't or did? But I don't know. So let's watch the Arkansas Derby here. Renegade. Now, visually, you're going to all think Renegade ran a way better race. The numbers do not suggest that. There's Tactic taking him back. These horses are insignificant horses as far as the Derby goes. None of these horses, other than the 2 or 6, Silent Tactic and Renegade, have any chance. So this was not nearly as good of a field as the 4 that ran in the Florida Derby. you're going to see the two make an early move. They're going fast. He's got a nice hold on him. Here comes Irad on Renegade, and he says, whoa, the 5's in front of him. He doesn't want to go 4 wide yet. He wants to make the last move. He knows he's on the best animal, or thinks he's on the best animal. And we all know Irad is great. To suggest he's not is just ignorant. Okay, here he comes. He just said, all right, I'm out of here. Now, Irad says, all right, I know the competition is. I'm following the 2. They're bunching up because these horses aren't any good. Here comes Silent Tactic. Now he swings out, which is, you can win derbies that way, as we know, down the middle. Hands and heels, crack, crack. Showing the whip, crack, showing the whip. Crack. I mean, visually, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Visually, that was better than the Florida Derby. But I've been around long enough to know your eyes can trick you, because these other horses are standing still. So it makes him look like he's running way faster than he is, because the other ones are going so slow. Where in the Florida Derby, all 3 of them horses were still running at the end. 99 buyer, 100 buyer, 100 buyer. Renegade gets a 98. Now you could say, screw buyers. Okay, well, if the Rags and Thuros and Brisnets suggest the same thing, then you have to understand that if you're looking for value, Renegade's not going to be as big of a value, because everybody saw this. Everybody saw it. So we'll see what happens this weekend in the Bluegrass, the Wood. You know, those are good races too. And Santa Anita Derby, you know, what's Baffert going to come up with? Is Boyd ever going to run? Is a California horse going to pop out with 100, 105 buyer, a 5 rag? I don't know. Further Adu's running Saturday. Cherie DeVaux's horse, Reagan's Honor's running Saturday. So, you know, Napoleon Solo, what are we going to get out of him? Iron Honor, what are we going to get out of him in the Wood? You know, but these 4 horses that we just saw here are 4 serious horses that all 4 could win the Kentucky Derby with the right trip, the right ride, and frankly, some luck. And of course, you know, is it going to rain? Who's the better mud runner? So there's a lot of questions, but this was a really good Saturday of racing. All 4 of them horses need to be on your short list.